Slept on Cinema is sponsored by Training Ties, the ultimate shoe tying tool. If you know someone who's struggling with shoe tying for any reason, Training Ties is the perfect solution.
This was a dumb movie with a terrible killer reveal. Also, the outfits of the characters were insane.
I stumbled upon this on my search for a really scary horror movie and found out it isn't.
Urban Legend starts off very clever, then gets a little less clever the longer it goes on.
Like Frankenstein's monster before the lightning strikes, it's all recycled cold flesh and bolts, without a twitch of originality.
A time waster with an insulting ending.
A low-voltage drive-in movie made strictly by the book.
Takes a promising premise and runs it through a predictable meat grinder of idiocy.
A lazy Scream knockoff that is never as clever as it thinks it is.
Welcome to this week's episode of Slept on Cinema. I'm your host, Stan Steamer.
And I'm GrobeStreet.
This week, we are getting into the 1998 horror classic, although I feel like I kind of put this into a category of almost popcorn horror. So I'm going to say popcorn horror classic, Urban Legend. This movie, if you can believe it, like all movies we review on this podcast, are at or below 50% on Rotten Tomatoes for both critics and audiences. And we structure the podcast so that the first half is spoiler-free. Take a break, go watch the film, come back, and talk about what we just went through. So this movie is great. I can't wait to get into this. I'm feeling like it's going to have a really good rotten premise. I feel like that this is the movie that they're just going to describe perfectly.
Let's see. Rotten premise. A university is beset by a rash of gruesome murders that resemble old urban legends. When her friend Michelle is killed by someone hiding in her car, Natalie begins to notice the pattern. Her suspicions grow stronger when her own roommate is strangled to death. Soon, the quiet college campus is transformed into hunting grounds for a maniac, and Natalie struggles to find the killer and stop the bloodshed before she becomes the next victim. Critic score, 30%. Audience score, slightly higher at 38%.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
That's it.
That was it. This was a movie, I think I made it 15 minutes in. I put this on right after our last podcast, and I think I made about 15, 20 minutes in. I texted you, like, this movie's amazing. Happens a few times where this movie's pretty old, but over 20 years ago. I remember liking it, but then you pop it on and you're 10 minutes in, and you're just like, yep, all right, confirmation. This is
right. Yeah, it's fantastic when something from your past holds up, right? Because you never know, right? Like something you watched all the time. Like I had a cinnamon sugar Pop-Tart the other day, and I used to love those. And it was absolutely revolting. Like one of the most disgusting things I've ever eaten. And fortunately, this was the exact opposite. This was exactly as I remembered it. It was amazing. The movie came out September 25th, 1998. Opened number 3. So I feel like that's decent for a movie like this. Number 1 was the second week of Rush Hour, classic. And then number 2 was the opening week of Ronin, which is all-timer. So can't really bat an eye coming in 3 to those.
Car chase scenes in that movie, you're not going to beat that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Overall, took in $38 million in the U.S., $72.5 worldwide on just a $14 million budget. So this crushed. And I feel like this was sort of that. These days, it's a kind of a common approach, right? You make cheap horror movies and hope that they hit and make a ton of money. This did that and clearly made a lot of people a lot of money. And the only real background here is, I think, and this came up in some of the reviews, I think the context of when this film came out. This was an era, the late 90s was a era that was just hot for these popcorn, high school, college, sort of teenage horror movies. Scream, I think, obviously set this in motion. In 1996, came out, had made $103 million on a $14 million budget. Then I Know You Did Last Summer, 1997, $125 million on a $17 million budget. And then right after that, you get 1998, Urban Legend. It sort of just fell right into place with all these other films in the same style. And they all sort of had roughly the same budget and just made a bank. I love that era of horror movies. I think they're super fun to go back to and watch, and this is no exception.
I totally agree. And also during that era is like a lot of teen movies. Like
yes.
American Pie is during that time. We see an early Tara Reid, And so it was kind of fun. There was a lot of teen movies. So there's like the American Pie and other teen movies. And then there's horror teen movies where they get killed, which is great. There's going to be a bunch of teen movies. Let's also have the horror genre. And we had plenty to choose from at that era. It was perfect.
Yeah. This movie was great. It was a great Bolo movie too, I found.
Oh, yeah. It's a big list. Let's get to it. Bolo, be on the lookout. I got to go with the first thing I think probably a lot of people saw, the gas prices.
Oh, yeah.
114, I think. Oh.
It's funny. As I now drive an electric car, I don't even I have no sense of what gas costs these days. I'm like, how much could a banana cost? That's me with gas. I have no idea. And you're in California, so it's probably like double what it is
I'm in California, and my other car broke down, and we got this old 15-year-old big Lincoln SUV with horrible gas mileage for our kids. So I just don't look. I just go until it dings, and then there we go. It's probably over $100 and head in the sand. So I also don't know.
Yeah, well, I'm sure it's a lot. Whatever,
it's a lot. That's why I stopped looking. It's definitely over $5. It's pretty high.
I'm gonna say Bolo, some of the most accurate car singing I've ever seen in a film.
Let's see, Bolo, an Austin Powers reference.
I had that too. There's some great cultural references in here. The Austin Powers reference really puts itself in a certain time period. I'll follow that up with a Dawson's Creek reference.
Yep.
And just to follow that up, so the Dawson's Creek reference it's the song "I Don't Want to Wait" by Paulo Cole, obviously the theme song from Dawson's Creek. But what you might not know, because I assume you watched Dawson's Creek live when it was on TV, when Dawson's Creek went to streaming, they didn't have the rights for that song, so they put a different song on the streaming version, and it was terrible. It was absolutely terrible. The soul of the show was in that song. And I did start a petition on change.org, and it got some attention. And I'm happy to say that as of a year or two ago, it is back online streaming to Paulo Cole.
Is that
so?
Because of you? Are we?
I'll take some credit
of it. I think
yeah,
part of the
you have to assume that it played a significant role in that.
Wow, change happens here on Slept On Cinema.
Yeah.
Very well. Very well done. And that show doesn't exist. There's so many things that why didn't try? It's like when they try to have a hit movie buddy cop thing and they just change the buddy cops. It's like, no. You got to have the original core, which is the song. Friends? We're not going to watch Friends without the beginning of that. That show would be terrible.
Totally.
Is it my turn?
Yep.
Bolo, be on the listen out for the voice of Chucky.
Yes. It's great references all over the place.
Yep.
I'll stick right with this. Bolo, Freddy Krueger.
Bolo, a Scream Queen from the Halloween franchise.
Yes. It's interesting. I had recently watched The Last Boy Scout and had just looked her up as well.
So she's great in that. That movie's so good.
Oh yeah.
One of Bruce Willis's maybe top 3 roles, I would say.
Yeah. I think that's that's definitely, it's obviously doesn't qualify for this, but it's nonetheless slept on.
Oh yeah, one of my favorite movies. David Wayans. Oh wow, what a movie.
Yeah, it's amazing. Bolo is another relic of the era. Bolo, a pager.
Yes, a lot of relics of the Bolo, the phone line noise that we all remember if you're old enough.
Yes. Bolo, just an absolutely huge dorm room.
Oh my goodness!
I've never seen a dorm room that big.
And I'm just going to say now, but I sent you a picture of this. Bolo, the strangest shared bathroom setup I've seen in a movie for a college film room.
It makes you wonder if the people in the set design had ever been in a shared bathroom before.
You don't share it that way. That is gross.
Bolo, the name Brenda. I feel like that... I'd say that was a relic of the time, but I don't even know if it was. It feels like maybe it was even older, but Bolo Brenda.
Good one. Bolo, a Meta Noxema reference?
Yes. You'll have to wait for it, but you'll get it. Bolo's be on the listen out for a very odd pronunciation of the word weekend.
I'm dying laughing. I had that too. Every time I hear him think of it, I cannot stop thinking of Will Ferrell in the hot tub with the lovers. Hot tub. It's that same cadence. It's so good. Bolo, Tara Reid was adamant that she would do all of her own stunts. So if you see Tara Reid in a scene, she's doing all of her own stunts.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Because this is one of her first films. This predates American Pie.
Yeah, exactly. This is it.
Good for her. Bolo, people getting married shockingly young.
Yep. Bolo, Bolo, when to listen out for the title line.
Yes. And this is for you Latin speakers, Latin scholars. Bolo, a Latin spoiler.
Oh, nice. Bolo IMing.
Yes. And I'm going to just go Bolo, a really tough roommate pairing.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness. And a really tough policy for relations in college.
Yes.
A lack of policy. I have a ton.
Bolo Foxy Brown.
Oh, nice. It's like Bolo Foxy Brown. I didn't.
Yeah.
Yep. I see. I remember that. Bolo. I should have said this when you brought it up, but Bolo Freddy Krueger. You know, this is our third, I believe, Robert Englund movie, but he's two of them. He has not been Freddy Krueger.
I guess that's right. Yeah, because we just had Wishmaster.
Yeah. Pretty funny to have him. And he's only, most of the time you would assume if you have Robert Englund, it would be Freddy Krueger. But Bolo casually quoting U.S. News and World Report in conversation.
You don't do that?
I will now. I didn't know we were allowed.
Bolo Drano.
Bolo, watch out for the Dean's Achilles heel.
Yes. And Bolo, a switchblade.
Yep.
Love a good switchblade.
Bolo, an odd way to believe someone killed themselves.
Yeah. Let's see. I will go Bolo winter coats.
One specifically very good one.
Yes.
Bolo, maybe this is pre-internet, but really going for a joke, a fake out. Like really going for it and not giving up. To the point where it ruins you how you even you're messy the rest of the time sitting there. It's really going for a joke.
Yeah. I respect that.
Yes.
All right, this will be my last one. I got to mention this anytime it comes up, but Bolo, a hidden room.
Oh, yeah. That's a good one. I got a couple more here. Bolo, a cord on bed headphones. One of the best inventions is no cords, earbuds. It was like a noose every night I woke up with just the cords around my neck every morning. So it's nice not to have that. Bolo modem, I'm not sure if you said that. And Bolo being horribly dressed for a weather job.
Yes.
That's all I got. Oh, one more. Bolo, someone who loves screaming too much.
Some people do.
A little creepy.
Drink. For me, there was only one thing that you could possibly pair with this film, but I'm curious to hear what you have.
Well, do you have it?
For me, it's what I think of for this movie. It's get yourself a glass of soda, get yourself a pack of Pop Rocks, and see what it's like. Oh, nice.
Yeah, I didn't know if you had it or not. I've never.
I wish I did.
Yeah, I got a little Coke here. And my little Coke.
It's been nice knowing you.
We'll see what happens. It's the perfect pairing.
Good luck.
But it's a delayed effect, so we'll see if I make it to the other side. I agree. That's the pairing. Pop Rocks and soda.
Yeah.
But if you do want to have booze and you want to watch this movie in the morning or have like a hangover movie, maybe a Sunday morning after a long night, and you want something to watch and to drink, a Bloody Mary with this movie would be perfect.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good one. That is
a little on the nose, but...
Yep. That's what we're here for.
That's what we're here for. But you can tell we really like this movie. This is a lot of fun. Enjoy, and we'll see you on the other side.
They are the legends we've all heard.
Gang members drive around at night with their headlights off. And when someone goes to flash from their high beams to warn them, they kill them.
The stories we've all told.
Guy and a girl, and they're parked out in the woods. The guy steps out, and the girl starts to hear these scratching noises. It's her dead boyfriend hung from a tree.
The tales we've all listened to.
Isn't there another story about a guy with an axe hiding in a woman's backseat?
My mom still checks the backseat before getting into a car.
But just because it never happened doesn't mean it never will.
The decapitated body was found in her car.
I knew I should have gone to NYU.
This girl, she could have been any one of us.
What if there is a lunatic on campus?
What is he gonna do next, huh? Maybe put spider eggs in Bubblicious? The idea of an urban legend serial killer. It's a stretch. The call's coming from inside the house. Could it be an urban legend?
Welcome back. The movie was great.
So much fun.
Absolutely great. Yeah, I feel like it's one of those movies. You mentioned it before the break as sort of like a Sunday morning movie. I feel like this is a movie you could throw on at any time. Like you could put this on at night. This could be like your nightly viewing. You could put this on just passing through. This movie, you can go anywhere.
Yeah, very high rewatchability on this movie too.
Yeah.
Let's get right to the draft. I'm excited. For me, there was a ton of BOLOs, and I also found a ton of draft picks as well.
Yeah.
But I don't have a
I feel like I have a ton of draft picks. I don't know if I have really a first overall front runner, but I'm going to take one of my favorites. I've taken this a number of times for our frequent listeners. I'm taking the opening scene.
Oh,
this
nice.
Opening scene, it's so good for so many reasons. And it as you know, I love it, sets you up for the feel of the movie all in this one scene. And obviously there's a lot of people who are like, oh, you ripped this off from Scream, the person dying right in the beginning. So I don't care. It's a great way to start a horror movie. And they do it fantastically here. I love the singing. I think the song, the Total Eclipse of the Heart with Turn Around is perfect. It's that sort of tongue-in-cheek aspect of this. Like, okay, this is going to be a horror movie. People are going to get their heads cut off, but we're also going to have some fun with it. The gas station attendant is perfect. The stuttering, so we can't explain everything top to bottom. I mean, you could just watch this scene on its own. Could be a short film. It was, I thought, perfect.
So perfect. And they're so good with playing with the tension the whole way. They know we know we're in a horror movie, and they're playing with that little tension, too. And they know that we think because of his looks, and they're playing with the crowd's assumption, the audience's assumptions, like this must be the evil guy because he's stuttering and he's gross and he's wet. So we all must assume he's a creep and not there to help. And part of us is like knowing they think that, but he is so creepy. And when he locks the door, you think that like maybe he is a creep. It was done so well. And I also love when movies do this, where they have like a little bit of the credits, an opening scene, and then the main credits come in afterwards. It's like, no, now the movie starts. It just seems to give me a little taste. And like you said, it sets up the movie perfectly. That movie is in the beginning is so good with the song. And it's funny, that song, this is before Old School. So like that song is so different now, and like singing in your head, you could add a word when she's singing that, but the predates that but it definitely got trumped by by Old School with the Total Eclipse of the Heart. But that scene is perfect. It sets the mood for if you like that scene, you should watch the rest of the movie. If you don't, turn it off.
Yeah, if you don't, just turn it off. Yeah, exactly. It's not for you. That's fine.
I had that as my first pick as well. So I guess there was a clear-cut first pick. Let's go with, I like simplicity, and it's not my favorite, but it is one of my favorites. Horror movie weapons, an axe.
Oh yeah.
It's just so perfect. There's so many ways. And this was kind of like we've talked about this before, like a fun horror movie. This is like, sort of teenagey, where there's axe horror that can be really gruesome and horrible. And I don't really like that, but fun axe horror. This is great. Just swing an axe through a Ford Explorer, and maybe a head was taken off, a little blood on the edge. Our mind can fill in the rest. Love an axe movie. And we got a bonk with an axe. You never get a bonk.
Yes.
A side bonk with an axe. That was
Yeah, the axe is great because there's something that just feels inherently dangerous about an axe in a way that a lot of other like horror movie weapons don't.
Mm-hmm.
Like even when you're using an axe to chop wood, there's something about the weight of it, the imbalanced nature of it, the sharpness, the fact that it just feels like you could cut through, like anybody could cut through anything with it.
Yep.
It's just it's an amazing weapon.
I'm going to piggyback the axe and double up my second pick because it's also a part of this. But the Tara, my second pick, is the Tara Reid scene where she dies and runs, that whole entire scene where she's running from the axe. And one specific part of that scene, she's like running down a hallway, And the axe murder comes around the corner and does this like giant swing right at Tara Reid's face. And she does like a Matrix like backwards thing. It's really well done. And it hits the wall and it's like right in front of her eyes, like Home Alone with the van, like right there. And it was just a great shot. And then, like I said in the beginning, the note about like her doing her own stunts, like it's just an impressive scene. And all with the axe too. So like the axe combined with her hanging from that balcony and getting like the swing, and then she lets go, but then she wasn't sure at that point if she was gonna like drop to her death, but she just landed on her feet, and then we got like, it was just a perfect like damsel running into nowhere death scene that Tara Reid just pulled off perfectly well. Those people people make fun of, but they can be great scenes.
Yeah, I feel like I need to go back and watch that, knowing that she did her own stunts and just marvel at that feat that she accomplished. I've been trying to work on my forearms and grip strength, and in part because of movies like this where someone's hanging on the ledge, and I'm like, that could happen. These people didn't think it was going to happen to them either, and look where they're. It mainly makes me think of Jean-Claude Van Damme in Sudden Death, where he's having to sort of like inch his way across the whole thing, but it comes up over and over again, and I would like to be prepared for that, because these people often hang on for a really long time, and I, as of now, could not do that long, but I think, this time next year, I will be just hanging out there.
There's a few things in life it seems like we should all be kind of preparing for a little bit. Maybe hanging on to ledges or we did this before, like holding our water under breath. Holding our breath under water. Things like that, just in case we're in those scenarios. The people who can do that always seem to survive. It's a very important skill. So it's good that you're working on that. And I saw that in the video of the pull-ups. I think it's, it's going well. It's a very important skill.
Yeah. I'm almost there. My second pick, I'm just going to go the all-around cast. Oh. This is one of these films, it did not need to have a cast this good. I mean, it's unbelievable how good this cast is. I mean, I thought the main characters are maybe not a household name now, Alicia Witt, and I know they had looked at a number of more A-list now stars. Like, I think, who did they look for? They had originally offered it to Reese Witherspoon, Jennifer Love Hewitt, Melissa Joan Hart, all turned down the role. Alicia Witt ends up with it, who was awesome. I thought she nailed it. But then you have Jared Leto in this, obviously super young, early in his career. Rebecca Gayheart, Tara Reid before she's really anybody. Joshua Jackson, sort of at his Dawson's Creek prime. It's a great cast, and it's an even better cast for this movie. It's just perfectly assembled.
It's funny. Did you see Longlegs yet?
Yes.
Alicia Witt in that, unrecognizable. She did so well in that too.
I got my third pick here. I'm going to go with the Encyclopedia of Urban Legends. I just love, and this is kind of a horror trope, but I love, or not even just horror, it's a movie trope, when the characters go into the library and there's just the perfect book. I don't know why that's so satisfying for me. When they go in, there's this book. It's this amazing book. It makes me respect libraries, and I do really respect libraries, but it makes me appreciate them more, because libraries probably do always have the perfect book, and this is totally real. You could go. I'm pretty convinced that you could go into any library, and whatever it is you need, they will have a book on this obscure thing. And people just need to go to the library more and think about that.
I'm going to bring this up later on and to go a little bit more into depth into the library and the book. So I'm going to hold on to this a little bit. But I totally agree. Yeah. Totally agree. Great pick.
Yeah, it's an amazing book. It's also a book I would like to take out. Like that just sounds like a fantastic book that I would enjoy perusing.
I mean, yeah, it's a book that you would definitely take out and then go buy. You're not returning that.
Yes. Yeah.
But it's definitely the perfect book. My third pick here. I'm going to take the content of the phone call from Tara Reid's show. Pretty nuts.
Oh, yeah.
If you're just kind of like listening to Tara Reid, the content is, I think part of it too is like the callers were supposed to be the urban legends on the phone too, but they were like different kinds, like sex urban legends, like that they would tell, but just silly stuff. And it's just like ridiculous stuff that they were talking about with stealing the birth control pills, and then you need to find a roommate in that whole thing, and then obviously other stuff. But I got to go with the phone line, which is also just a funny idea. Is just like the college sex radio show that we all assume like, oh yeah, I guess every college has that. Sure.
Yeah, I thought it was a great idea. I thought she was an amazing host.
So good.
She nailed that perfectly. I 100% would have listened to that show.
Oh, everyone on Saturday night. Well, I'm assuming that was on at like 11:30 at night.
Yeah,
would be listening to that. Did you have a radio?
I did, and I had a show.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
I'm not surprised. I should have known this.
Yeah, we had a hip hop show. It was on. The time changed, but it's usually pretty late. It was often like 11 to 1 a.m. And it was a lot of fun. We were one of my buddies and I just played songs we liked listening to, and sometimes other people would listen to it too.
Did they call in?
We never got any call. I don't even know if we had. I mean, I'm sure we had. I guess we had cell phones, but there were no callers.
That's awesome. So, all right, college radio. So cool. Well, I guess I went to two smaller schools. So it's my sleeper.
Yep.
I guess I'll go with. This is tough. I'm gonna go with college campuses and movies. Now, this is a real. Obviously, Camp Pendleton is not a real place, but this is actually shot in the University of Toronto. But it's just they make college campuses seem so like ancient and grand and old. Like it's like brick buildings and these huge dorm rooms, and like it's like not always like that. When you go to the school, maybe a couple of the buildings are these, but most of them are not.
Yeah.
Like it's like when they show a college in Boston, it's like da, 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 and it's always like the Marathon and the Charles and stuff like that. But it's not always like that. But campuses in these college movies are just these like incredible landscapes of buildings and quads and just beautiful scenery all around. It makes you really like thirst for the college experience again because it just looks so like
totally. I mean, I have the exact same sentiment. It makes me want to be like, oh my God, this place is beautiful. Look at all these facilities, these giant dorm rooms they have. There's no like moldy carpets or like people puking in the hallway or just like dirtiness, like broken showers. That's not a thing.
Right. I'm in a forced triple. It's supposed to be just like maybe a double. And it's just, they make it look so great and it's awesome.
Yeah. It's great. It's a great call. My sleeper, and this is a pretty deep sleeper, and I couldn't even figure out where it was, but when they're driving back to the place where Natalie and Damon had their, I don't know, rendezvous date, whatever it is, where Damon got killed. And Natalie's driving over with the officer, campus police officer. They drive over just an amazing bridge on their way there. I don't know what it's going over. It's a single lane bridge. You don't see those very often. It's great. I couldn't figure out where it was, but it was just an awesome bridge that made great sounds when you were driving over it. It would probably be terrifying to drive over it, but it looked kind of cool. And I just know that whoever was scouting was like, we got to use this bridge. And they did a great job.
And kind of a main thing. I mean, covered bridges, it wasn't a covered bridge. That's a Vermont thing, right?
It wasn't a covered bridge, but it was, it was a classic New England bridge.
I think we're big bridge guys. Is that because it's New England in us?
Probably. I mean, it's probably because bridges are awesome.
Inherently, secondary. Also the secondary, we appreciate them more because we're aware of it. But inherently, they are awesome. I noticed the bridge as well. Awesome bridges. Out here, I'm out in California. There's like no little cool bridges anywhere. No one appreciates them. I understand why. They're just like, even though they are cool, they're nowhere around. They're just big highways. Not the same out here. Superlative. Are we on to superlatives?
Yep.
Our favorite urban legend from the movie. What do you got?
So for me, I think I'm double dipping here, but I just love the pop rocks and soda. I remember this being a thing. It's what I think of when I think of this film. It's the first scene I think of. But I also just remember this being it was very much a dare. It was a thing that people were actually concerned about. So that was the only one really that I had like a personal connection to. Like a lot of the other ones I recalled, there were a bunch that I learned of for the first time here.
Yeah.
But that one is really what sticks in my mind. And it's kind of funny because here it's not even really one of the main elements of the film.
No, but it is the best. I that was my pick too. I think it has to be. And plus it gets two scenes. You get the fake out and then you get the real one. So like,
yes,
the whole pop rocks idea, pop rocks and soda is like, I think everyone, if there's like one thing you can think of quickly, like Rorschach test it. If this movie, if you say urban legends, people would say pop rocks and soda. I think like that's what people pick up with this movie. And you're right. I was afraid to try it too. Like it was an urban legend that actually resonated. Nobody was doing it. Like, that's funny. But it's also like were you ever someone who would tempt fate with like saying the Candyman into a mirror or a Bloody Mary?
Mm-hmm.
You ever do any of that? Or
yeah,
I would never say it. Never. I still have never done it into the mirror. Just not that I believe in it, but I do know of that one. Some of these other ones I never heard of, like that hanging one with the card.
Yeah, I'd never heard of that one either. I'd heard of the high beams one.
That one I've heard of too.
The kidney theft.
Yep.
The call coming from inside the house. Obviously, that has been in a bunch of films.
It was a stretch on the watch out for tires or whatever the spikes one was. I don't think that's the Dean.
Yeah, I don't know what that was.
Bumper sticker. Favorite line from the movie that you would like to see on the back of someone's car? I'll go first on this.
So for me,
sorry, go ahead.
This is the first time this has ever happened, and it was very strange because it was a big BOLO film, it was a big draft film, but I came up with absolutely nothing.
Wow!
I did not have a bumper sticker. I watched it one time just listening for bumper sticker lines, and it just didn't happen. So I said, you know what? I'm not going to force it. I'm going to keep the integrity of this segment alive, and I'm just a pass.
I think the pass here is good to show for other episodes that it increases the credibility of all the other past and future episodes. If it's not there, we're not going to go for it. But fortunately, I have a couple that I did like.
Yes, I'm very because I feel like I must have missed some, so I'm very curious.
One that I love, and I love that it was said by Chucky, is someone's. One that I love, and I love that it was said by Chucky, is someone's in the back seat, and I love that on the back of a car. I would like to have just someone's in the back seat.
Yep. That's so good.
I like the creepiness of what the janitor said, even though he was not like it wasn't meant to be, but it was a weird line. Door won't open from the inside. That's of course where the door could open from.
Yes, right. And he says it so casually. Too. It's just like it's as if like everyone knows that like doors never open from the inside.
And I thought this would be disgusting, but maybe a certain type of person on the back of someone's car, I can feel them swimming inside me. But if you saw that, I would wide berth for that car. But those are my three, so hopefully that can make up for pick one. But I think it's more important that you didn't pick one for the rest of our shows.
Yeah, right.
It lends credibility for future episodes. The length, what do you think? Perfect, too long?
I thought this was pretty good. I mean, I guess maybe shave a touch off. What did it come in at?
It was a little high.
Oh, an hour 39. I mean, I feel like 90 minutes is the perfect length for this, so that's pretty close.
Yeah. Trim a couple of minutes, but yeah, not too far off. One change to be a blockbuster. Now, this is the one I was holding my tongue on before about the library and going to the books. So, one change to be a blockbuster would not be to make it in, what was this, 1998? I don't want to make it in 98 about the 70s. I want this movie to have been made in the 70s, like The Exorcist. I feel like there was a lot more mythology in the 70s before a lot of these things, like they were still actual kind of myths before like the internet and more the information era. So I think if this movie was made, some people would still be like, no, that actually did happen in my town. By the time this movie came out in 98, all these were kind of exposed and they were kind of silly. But before that, there were lots of people who believed lots of these stories. So I think if it came out, like Catholicism was terrifying in the 70s. So like if we do urban legends, I feel like that would have killed in the 70s. Everyone was scared of everything. So I think if this just came out with different crew, maybe whatever the younger people were in the 70s, if it just came out 20 years before, I think this would be a massive hit and people would be terrified of it because they would have actually had these fears in them as opposed to like hearing about these myths that never actually resonated within them. Like nobody was actually scared of an urban legend. You can avoid pop rocks and soda, right? But like call coming from the inside the house or some of these other ones maybe would have been a little bit more scary. Or the high beams would be a little bit more scary if there was a little less communication. So I would just say that this came out 20 years before.
Interesting. If only we had a time machine.
And we'd use it for that, to make this movie.
Yes. Oh, of course. So what else would we use it for? I'm sure we'd use it for other things afterwards. But we do this first.
Right.
I guess I have two. That's one that I think maybe would make it more of a blockbuster than one that's just for me. Blockbuster one, I think, just add a little more blood. I feel like and this is clearly an intentional choice because they did this throughout. You never really see the kills. You sometimes see blood later on, like there is blood in the film, but you never see the actual kill. And I feel like there was some room for it in this movie. I'm not saying the like goriness, but just like a flying head here, like just an axe to the chest there. Like there was room for a little bit more there. I thought it was just a little sanitized.
Yep, I think that could have.
And the one for me, just make this take place in the winter. The coats just felt like it was out of place, and I looked into this, and it was written to take place in the winter, but they didn't film in the winter, and it was too expensive to add snow everywhere on their sort of limited budget. So they just stuck with the coats and made it otherwise not take place in the winter, which is just it's just a weird detail. Like you would have thought you could have switched to another. I mean, you had, I know what you did last summer, so you kind of couldn't go raincoat.
Right.
So they're kind of stuck with winter coat. Spend that money. Put the snow out there. It was a little weird.
The coat was needed because you had to hide the fact that it was a 90-pound girl.
Right.
Underneath there. So you have to hide her. So yeah, it would be nice to add the snow too. Like the snow would have helped hide the imagery too, because the whole movie was sort of a guess who is underneath there. So some people had an issue with it being a 90-pound girl, and you could sort of hide that a little bit better in the snow to shooting that too. So I think, yeah, obviously adding some snow to have the big jacket that was in the whole movie make a little more sense would be good. Because it was a little bit overkill to avoid the rain, that coat.
Yeah, yes.
That's a good change. Spin-off ideas. What do you got? Anything?
I got a great one.
Oh, nice.
And this might be a first on here for me here. So my spin-off is just it's a TV series, and every episode it's really inspired by every episode is just a different urban legend, and it takes you through the whole thing, and then at the end of the episode they tell you either this is real or not. So some of them are real, some of them not. So some they can just make up, and you won't know until the end. And I think that would be highly, highly entertaining. And what's even better is this exists.
What?
This was a show on Fox from 1997 to 2002. It's called Beyond Belief, and that is exactly what they did. I remember watching this. It was amazing. So not only do we have a great spinoff here, but you can, there must be a way to find this. You can now go back and watch this.
A spin-off idea that's already happened.
Yes.
Wow. We are some firsts here on this episode of Slept On. That's a great one. And mine's similar, but doesn't exist. But it's a very, very similar idea. It's an anthology series. Mine is, each urban legend is a different series. It's more Tales of the Crypty, though. And I figured because the Freddy Krueger, Robert Englund character died, he can be the dead professor from hell, sort of like the Crypt Keeper. He's the dead professor from hell. And he's saying how each one of these urban legends are actually true. And he brings you to the source of every one of each one of these and tells the graphic, just like Tales of the Crypt, horrific story of the origin of all of these stories. But they may not be as it seems. Some of these may be like the woman putting the wet dog in the microwave could be, an ancient Sumerian tale about putting a bobcat over a fire or something. Lost in translation. We go back to the origin of that true tale. And he takes us through in, 8 episodes for 8 different urban legends.
Oh, yeah. I mean, clearly this is where the focus needs to be.
Yeah, exactly. There's too many legends. You can't just have it all in one. Each one needs their own story.
Yes, 100%.
My other spinoff idea was to make a likable character. I think some people had a problem with that because even the main character was likable. It was like, she was in the car and that was kind of crappy what she was doing.
Yeah.
So I think some people were like, who do I root for in this?
Yeah, it's pretty much like the most likable character was probably the gas station attendant.
Oh, yeah, right, yeah.
It's like all the students were awful people, or not awful, but they had flaws. The dean, the sort of unbelievably callous dean, it was just like dismissing everything.
Chicken, with the chicken.
Yeah, right.
What?
Yeah, tough to find a real good character here.
Yeah. Now, tying up loose ends, any notes that we did not get to? I have, let's see. The college.
I have go ahead.
The college, I love how they presented the college class of like oohs and ahs and like heckling at a college course. I was never in a college course where that was like, third level high school where people like mocking the teacher and stuff like. It's very interactive class. I've never experienced that in a college setting.
The only thing I had closest to it was when I was in law school. I was in a class. It was like it was some sort of ethics class, and there were a lot of students in it who were in their third year. I was in my second year at the time, and they had pretty much already effectively graduated. They just needed to show up and do these things. Mm-hmm. And someone sneezed, and someone said, "Bless you," and then another person said, "Bless you," and then another person said, "Bless you," and it just kept going on and on and on. And the teacher was just like, Can you stop? And like, it just got funnier and funnier. And the teacher she left the room. She was like, she was like kind of a younger teacher and clearly just did not know what to do. She just left.
Yeah. I think you're just going to let.
And then eventually it stopped and she came back. Yep. But that's the closest I've been to of that actually happening.
That seems about right.
I had Danielle Harris's character. Was it Tosh, the goth roommate. So she was a smoker heading into this, and then she had to smoke. Her character smoked cigarettes in the show, the movie, and she smoked so many cigarettes in this production that apparently she quit smoking afterwards. She just was like, "This was disgusting," and she smoked herself out.
Jeez,
yeah,
really went into the character for that small role. Goth for Goth, her message board. I thought that was good.
Yeah, so good.
I like the Mikey from the cereal commercial. I feel like that was definitely like we all heard that story.
Oh yeah,
that he died and he didn't. I miss calling Elvira. That was definitely a thing.
I mentioned this in the Bolo, the Latin spoiler. The school motto is Amicon Optimum Factum, which is a rough translation of "Best Friend Did It."
Wow.
So,
did you know
interesting
that?
Little Easter egg there. I did not know that. My Latin is not that good.
I wouldn't be surprised. That's cool. Yeah, that's a great Easter egg if you have that.
Yeah,
the best friend. That's perfect. I don't think you have. Oh, yelling at a student to volunteer to come up here right now, young lady. I thought that was a bold move by the professor too in that crazy class.
Yeah.
I got nothing else.
Yeah. I think that's it. All right. Next up, we have we didn't totally realize it coming into this, but we are doing a double feature, and it is a Joshua Jackson double feature and a University of Toronto double feature, with both of these movies starring Joshua Jackson and both filmed on location at the University of Toronto. We are doing The Skulls.
I remember watching this movie, and it was a ton of fun. This is a Paul Walker movie, too?
I think that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Paul Walker, Joshua Jackson. It's going to be great. This movie was...
I feel like I remember one other movie when we did the Black Christmas remake. It kind of reminded me of The Skulls.
Yep.
So I'm looking forward because it's been a while since I've seen this.
All right. This was awesome. Until next time. Later.
Yeah. Later.